happening, guys? It's Roscoe here with another episode of Roscoe's Garage, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about my history on buying my 1980 C3, what happened during the test drive, you know, the whole experience buying something on Facebook Marketplace, because that's where I bought it. So I bought my 1980 C3 Corvette 5.7 350 motor, 700 R4 trans, and that had 103,000 miles on it when I bought it. The car's name, I took it over, and it's now called Ruby. That was the name the previous owner gave it, and now I am carrying that legacy on. I bought the car from a guy named Rich. I won't give last name, but I bought the car from a guy named Rich down in Rhode Island, and the experience went pretty well. It was the third time I ever drove a Corvette, and I was really excited to be there and be in the car. I learned a lot about how that Corvette worked. It was totally different than the ones that I had driven in before, because I had driven earlier models that were in crappier conditions. This one was definitely the nicest, hence the reason I bought it. It had lived most of its life in Georgia. From what I understand, 1980 to around 2000, that car was a Georgia registered car that stayed down there. It did not acquire a lot of rust. That car lived in Georgia. It was a well-driven car. The owner, who has since died, I ended up tracking down the original owner via Facebook. I'll get into that later, but he took that car to the Corvette Museum and on the Corvette Caravan every year, from what I understand, when he bought it. And he was an older gentleman. He sold that car to someone around the mid to late 90s. That car was for sale, and Rich bought that car. I believe that car was Souther. I'm not sure where it was. I haven't found that info out yet. But, so Rich bought the car. He had that car from around 2000 to 2021 when I bought it. I paid $10,000 cash for that car. Cash, they always like the cash. So if you're looking for a car, you always want to go with cash. Cash talks. In the time span of that, he only put on about 5,000 miles or so. So it was driven barely. That car sat a lot. But oddly enough, the car sat, and what he did was he restored it. He restored all the rubber seals. He restored basically everything that moved on the car. Like, the frame is obviously the same. Like, all the bearings got done. All the brakes got done, the lines got done, the seals got done, the rear main engine seal, the transmission got done, and like the power steering was done. I have a book I'll show you at some point. We'll go through, I'll make a video on it. I have a book about that thick. That's about an inch. About that thick, yeah. It's just documentation on the entire car's life. Hey guys, Editing Seth here. I just wanted to shout out Russell Boyd. He left a pretty nice comment on this video a few weeks ago, and I just want to say thank you to Russell. All right, back to the vid. I believe I have pretty close to every single repair done on the car. That he provided me, and it was in like a folder, unorganized. It was like that big. It was a big ass folder. I took that, I put it in a binder, and I 3-hole punched everything, put it in the protective sheets, and in the binder it went. So I go there with the cash, $10,000, buy the car. I did a test drive beforehand, learned a lot about it. I really liked it. I liked the way it rode. There were some problems, but I figured for the price that I'm getting it, I expected to have issues. One of the main issues was that the coolant gauge wasn't working, but I wasn't overly concerned about it because it was like 15 degrees when I bought the car. So I was like, okay, I'm like, all right, coolage gauge isn't really working, and say it's running a little bit hot. I'm like, as soon as I get that thing on the highway, I live in Massachusetts, so it's about an hour and 15-minute ride. As soon as I got that thing on the highway, I knew the temperature was going to drop. I drove the car, the previous owner was like, oh, rip a burnout. Your thing burnt tires, flew off, so I was like, okay, I need to buy this. So the drive home was good. The rust was fine. The test drive went well. Facebook Marketplace was a little iffy because there's a lot of scams out there, so you want to be careful with that. You might want to call the person on the phone before you do that. I learned that you should always check your brake lights beforehand because the brake lights did not work. And I drove from Rhode Island to Massachusetts with no brake lights, and it was brutal. I mean, I didn't have to stop. I was going like 90 the whole way. Yeah, I think it was an overall good experience. I liked it. I would buy another car off Facebook Marketplace, especially if you're paying cash. If you're paying cash or check, I mean, people see that money. The guy wanted to buy a boat or something. It was great. For any more Corvette related videos, you can visit my YouTube channel. I'm starting to post more Corvette talk like this. I think this is more interesting than me just filming the car. But all right, guys, it's been Roscoe's Garage. Thank you very much for joining in, and I will talk to you guys later. Adios.